Hi folks, this is Brooke again, doing a second free offering in the series Radiant Possibilities for a New Earth. And I'm really enjoying doing the sharing with you. And I know I need to slow down a little bit, so let's all just take a nice big breath, bring ourselves really present. Just say thanks to Creator, ask that whatever comes through that be Creator's word and understanding and the love and light that can really make a positive difference in the world. So we're thankful for this opportunity. So the thing I want to talk to you about today is, I guess I'd call it, it's energy healing, but that's not very exciting. But it's really about, again, about something that White Buffalo Woman has helped us understand and set up for us in a way. And that basic understanding always is that White Buffalo Woman talked to us about the fact that we are one being. We are one incredible being, and that the opportunity we have and the new understanding we have that's being picked up and understood by quantum physics is that we we are in contact with everything. That great oneness, that holiness that she spoke of, reminds us that we are in contact, we are in communion, we are in connection with everything in the circle of life all of the time. And so there's a lot of things that really come off of that if we begin using that and paying attention to that as the basis of our technology rather than polluting and toxic kind of things that we've used in the past. So one of the things that I've really been looking deeply as I can at what's going on. Again, we're challenged on Earth. We're really in deep trouble. The level of health has gone down so much, it's just stunning. When these little babies are born with 282 or so toxic chemicals in their blood at birth, it's like, oh golly, what are we doing, people? So anyway, there's a lot that we need to do and correct. And it goes deep. It isn't just surface. And one of the things that I think we've done in the modern world with our intellect, rather than our deep intelligence that lives in our deep brain, what we've done with our intellect is address the surface of things, the symptoms of things. It's brought us a kind of medicine that says, oh, if you're in pain, let's kill the pain. It doesn't say what in the heck's going on with you that's causing pain, and let's deal with that. Let's heal you. Let's actually heal you rather than stop the symptoms. So where I've gone with that, and some of my wonderful mentors, including a guy named Zach Bush that I hope you are listening to, have really seen that changing the way we produce food is absolutely the baseline of the changes we need to make on Earth, because it affects so many things. For one, it's local, it's more local, and what we've been doing is that we bought the idea that's very well sold by the chemical companies and the pharmacy companies that we need artificial fertilizers and we need to spray and kill things. We need to kill pests in order to have good food. And that's absolutely the opposite. What's known, deeply known and deeply true is that when plants are vibrant and healthy, the insects and all the funguses don't like them. And of course, isn't that smart? Creator was actually pretty smart. So wouldn't it be sensible that the healthy, vibrant plants that are full of nutrition and richness wouldn't be interesting to the insects, but the sick and poor and not well done ones would be interesting to the insects, and they'd eat them up and clean up that stuff that's not good. So it just makes total sense. And so supporting the health of everything is really what it's about at so many levels. And one of the things that I've gotten very interested in is that sense that we're connected across time and space, and that we can send energy to other beings, to other people, to the land, and make a difference. And one of the baselines of that is the studies of prayer. Praying, consistent, clear, focused praying for someone makes a difference, especially if we do it in groups. But here's one of the challenges of that kind of energetic healing sent at a distance, which is what I want to address with you. Or, I guess we could be in person to do this, but one of the challenges humans have is focus. When you study with the deep mystical teachers, the deep spiritual traditions, the magical traditions, one of the things that they offer as a beginning is learning to focus your attention. But it's like, let's say that I'm wanting to say a prayer for someone and focus my attention and really, I'm really doing that. And the cat just moved, and the phone just rang, and and we've lost it. So we're not good, most of us, at holding that deep kind of intent and focus for very long. That's important to do so. But we have that ability. It's inside of us. And what we've done, and they especially were working on in probably the early 1900s and up a good ways before a lot of it got suppressed, was the whole idea of radionics. The idea that we can send something from one location to another very powerfully, and that we can do healing that way. So the idea is that if you have one of they're very simple machines, very simply put together. A friend of mine makes them now based in light and sound. What they do is connect in some magical way that I can't explain. Creator knows, not me. They connect. So let's say I want to even work with you. I would have you send a picture of yourself, and I would look then through all of my categories of healing things. It might be herbs, it might be homeopathics, it might be acupuncture points, it might be Egyptian symbology, it might be herbs. I think I said herbs. It literally could be anything. It could be sound, it could be color. It's beyond imagining what we might be able to put in there as possibilities. So with this machine, then we'd begin in a sense like kinesiology, where you could test when something's powerful. We would just run through, maybe we'd have 20 categories of what possible to offer you. And there's one. And then we'd look down through that. That's the one. And then we'd check and see with our machine, does that feel powerful for this person? If it's yes, then we have your picture or whatever information you gave as an address. And then the object to be sent would be, let's say it's the herb calendula or something. So we'd have even just a picture. But if we had a tincture of something, that would be good too. We would put that on the sending area, and then literally send that energy to you. And it's been proven that it's just amazingly healing, that it works. And if some of you are interested, I would suggest Peter Tompkins' book, The Secret Life of Plants. There's a wonderful chapter in the end, the literal last chapter, that talks about a lot of these things. And I'm not going to take the time to talk about everything, but they were doing a lot of work with healing people, but then they also got interested in healing the land. And I want to talk about one group, and I don't remember their name, wish I did, that I was in contact with. It's probably been 15 years before I just had to spend all my time on the road. And what they were doing is this: they were using that kind of a machine, and they had two categories. This is very interesting to me. They had two categories of healing, or of positive input, positive impact, because one of them was healing. And the healing one, let's say they were working, and this is an actual case, they were working with New York Central Park. The trees were in deep trouble. They were having a terrible time. You can imagine, it's so polluted. There are people stomping all over all the time. Who knows what kind of nutrients, what kind of water. They were in trouble. So Central Park talked to these folks and said, what can you do for us? So they checked through all of their things that they had and found something to send specifically to help heal the trees. And they would send that for a while, and then the machine kind of goes, it's not doing too much right now. So they might take that one off and check again. Okay, what other thing would work in whatever category? And it might be like, it might even be something like the land is lacking boron. And so boron on the sending object and the picture and maybe drawings of the area of Central Park, boom, send that. Send that till it doesn't work anymore. And then on and on until that whole category of healing was completed and there was nothing else to do. And that would have been focused on the trees themselves and was remarkably healing. But here's the fascinating thing to me, and this is the kind of thing I'm going to be doing and sharing with you as I have time to develop this. The second area of the positive impact was transformation. And in transformation, it was sending something to the whole of Central Park, to the water, to the microbes, the soil, to the other plants, to the general energy. I mean, it was just, you know, the whole system. And now we know that's what really is the deepest healing and transformation, is that kind of systemic work where we're addressing everything that's around something as well as the thing itself. And I think this is one of the reasons I remember the whole thing of transformation, because one of the categories of things to send that they had were crop circle images. These amazing crop circles. I bet you all have looked at them. I love to look at them every year and see what's come through because they're so amazing. But anyway, crop circles, they looked down through which crop circle, and they sent that image, that energy, whatever that is. Those are amazing energetic happenings. I can't explain them, but they sent that energy to Central Park and amazing transformation happened. And I'm sure there were other things they sent. So there are all of these incredible possibilities to heal and transform by sending things. And I've also just been in touch with a woman named Kamala Shearer. She's down in Transylvania, and what she's doing is healing the land with homeopathics. So once again, she will look at a piece of land just like she would look at a person. And you know that homeopathics, you know, are little bottle of tiny little grains and pills that are the remedy. And you just take a few of them. Sort of the less is more in that kind of energetic vibrational work that homeopathics is, which is one of my favorite ways of healing and has been for centuries. I am centuries old for decades now. I can't push it too far here. So anyway, what she would do is just take the, you know, diagnose just like she would a patient, and then probably maybe check on the machine and go, is this one, is this, there's one, they use a lot, even silica, the simple homeopathic silica. And if that seemed to be the one, they would send that to a very specific area and see incredible changes. And of course, they're just beginning to work with it. So sometimes it wouldn't work and they say, okay, let's look and see what else we can try. And they'd try another one. And most often they would find something that really made just an amazing difference in what was happening in that land. And the silica, interestingly enough, you know, silica is what's the structural formation of things. When they supported that, it was like they were supporting, somehow they were supporting the deep life of that plant or that group of plants. And just that support made them healthy enough that many times they threw off the kind of things that were attacking them. So another thing, and I'm mentioning these quickly, hopefully I'm going to do some teaching classes and stuff on this over time because I'm totally excited about it, and that's what works for me to teach. But another thing that I studied long ago was a wonderful woman named Machelle Small Wright. Her books are Paralandra. That's her garden back in Georgia, North Carolina, I forget. And she does this same kind of thing. She believes in inclusiveness, in honoring, in not killing, and not spraying toxins and all of that. And so when she finds that maybe it's phosphorus that's needed, what she does is take a little tiny bit of phosphorus. I have a whole kit of just all the things that the earth might need, and take a tiny bit of that phosphorus, go out onto the land, and this is very indigenous, more than the machines. If you're at that land and present, and you could do this as well with radionics, with that kind of machine, go out to the land and say, nature spirits, here's what the land seems to need. Will you please spread it? And they do. The nature spirits spread it and give it to the whole field. And that's really totally magic and exciting. Why haven't we been doing that? We need to renew the soils, to heal the land, to take care of things. And we have these remarkable ways of doing it now. Can you imagine working with farmers, going to them and saying, hey, you know what? I have a homeopathic remedy that if you just spray a little bit of it, or I don't know if they're ready to hear about nature spirits, but maybe we just spray it lightly some way. Let's try that and see what it does. And when that makes a difference, they can let go of spending the money on poisonous, damaging toxins, pesticides, and fertilizers that are the baseline of what's killing our human family, killing the soil, damaging us so much that anything that comes along with a little added help from those who like to do that sort of thing can be turned into a pandemic because we're so weak. We're not healthy. We need to have the structure of ourselves, and that structure comes from food. And of course, there's all the other kinds of pollutions, light pollution and noise pollution and radiation pollution. But the more we go back to the simple, beautiful ways of working, these exquisite kinds of things, then I believe we can really turn it around. So I've just touched so briefly on this, but again and again, I'm wanting you to open your mind to understand that there are incredible things possible. Our human intention, our ingenuity, our love, and interestingly enough, if they create, I have to tell you this part, if they, let's say we're creating, sometimes you could even just hold a bottle of water and intend love and healing for a plant. And if the person holding it is depressed and grouchy and like, whatever, I don't know, nothing much happens. But if they talked about this one woman, they gave her this bottle of water and she kind of held it like a baby. She held it and she was so excited. She was happy at the thought that she was going to help heal something. And she just loved it like she would a little child. And whoa, did the plants love that energy. They really responded. So there's just big magic. We have magic inside of us. We have such possibility. So again, I wanted to talk to you about these things. One thing I'm literally considering is doing, starting to put some of my energy into this way of healing, because I'm a lot of decades old, and packing suitcases around the world is fun at some levels. I see a lot of beauty and meet a lot of people, and it also makes me pretty tired and worn out these days. So I'm really interested in finding ways to make a profound difference with less of my own physical and body energy. Just use that wonderful magic that we all have to make a difference for all of us and for all of our relations. So thanks very much. I'm going to create more of these because I enjoy doing them, and I will see you next time. Thanks so very much. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Mother Earth.